Welcome everyone. I'm Dr. Rohan, your marrow surgery faculty, and the FMG results have been declared recently. And I have Dr. Anshul who scored an amazing score of 223. And this was her first attempt, and she's been a marrow user since her sixth semester. Heartiest congratulations, Dr. Anshul. Why don't you tell us something about yourself?
Thank you so much, sir. Hi, I'm Anshul Chauhan, and I have graduated from European University, Tbilisi, Georgia, and I have scored 223 in my first attempt, and I'm very happy with that.
I'm sure because this time the pass percentage has gone down as compared to the last exam. And to get such an amazing score in your first attempt, that's truly remarkable. Dr. Anshul, please tell us, when did you start using Marrow and how has your journey been with Marrow ever since?
I have started using Marrow from my sixth semester actually, and then I continued using that. During my college days, I used to watch main videos, but during my revision time, like the main preparation phase, I switched to revision videos.
Perfect. So, regarding the videos which you used to watch during your college time, have you watched the videos of all the major subjects?
Like most of the subjects, like medicine, OBGYN, PSM, some part of PSM, not whole, and surgery videos, pathology. Most of the subjects I have covered, like anatomy, like biochemistry, dermat, those I haven't watched. Otherwise,
So for
all
those you
subjects
just
I have covered.
for the short subjects you just relied on the revision notes and the videos for
Yeah,
that.
yes, sir.
Perfect. So having been exposed to these 19 faculties, any particular faculty who has influenced you a lot, whom you would like to mention in the interview?
Like Rakesh, sir, he's the best. You, sir, and Sakshi ma'am also, and pathology also, Ilya ma'am also, and also about Mukmoit sir for PSM.
Great, great. I think so.
I like to,
PSM is very important because you're not taught PSM in your colleges, and
yes, sir.
then when you have to come back here, PSM is a major part of your FMG exam.
Yeah. For that, during that time, like during my holiday, I used to watch sir videos. Like I have to complete this portion of PSM or other subjects, and after that, during my revision time, I just switched to revision videos for PSM also.
Great. So when you used to watch the main videos in your college, were you making your own notes or were you using Marrow notes along with that?
No, sir, I use Neuronox.
Marrow notes. And how was the correlation between what was being taught here versus what was being practiced in the hospitals there? Was there a good correlation between the two?
Yeah, it was very good. Like whatever we studied a day before the college, and it will be helpful during my college days.
Perfect. And
It's
also
easy to correlate actually.
your college exams when they were conducted, the semester exams, which were primarily MCQ based exams. So did your
Yes,
study help there as well?
yes, sir. It's help a lot.
Perfect. So once your college got over and you started preparing, you said that you moved to the revision videos, and that's when you started doing the Q bank as well. So can you elaborate whether you were doing the PG Q bank or the FMG Q bank?
But, during my college day, I used to watch NEET PG videos as well as the QBank also.
Okay.
And during while I was doing the revision videos, at that time I also using the NEET PG QBank also. After that, once the first revision is over, after that I switched to FMG.
Great. I think so. That is very good advice and a great strategy because you're exposing yourself to more difficult and more conceptual questions when the time crunch is not there. And when the time crunch is there, when you have to revise, you move to the more selective FMG Q bank, which can help you revise quickly. Very good strategy. Um, in terms of everyone talks about Dr. Anshul doing previous year questions and previous year topics. This time the paper was atypical. There were less previous year topics which were asked. But how did you approach those previous year topics while revising? And how much time would you recommend somebody to devote to those previous year topics and previous year questions?
So actually I have that all the notes. So I only not stick to the previous year topics. I have read thoroughly all the videos. I have watched all the videos. I have revised my notes, and then focusing more on the previous year topic. It's important, but not only we should not only study the PYQ topics.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's why you got such an amazing score. Just by reading PYQs or PYTs, you can crack the exam, but not get a score of 223. So you have to widen your horizon of knowledge, and that's how you can, achieve a great score. So, can you tell us your approach regarding the QBank? Did you solve QBank modules on a daily basis when you were preparing for the exam? And did you participate in the marathons as well, which were being organized for FMG students?
Yes, sir. I was watching the videos, and then I used to solve the QBank simultaneously on the same day. And after that, during my revision, I used to do at least 3 or 4 modules in a day. And if I can do more, I just made the custom modules for that
And what
of
were
all
your
the subjects, like mixed bag questions.
good? So that is great. When you're revising, you should do questions on a daily basis. That is very important. And I say this time and again that one of the reasons why FMG students don't crack this exam is because they do lack of MCQ practice. So during this custom module phase, what were the tags which you were using that can help future aspirants as well?
Recent FMG and image-based questions.
Perfect. Yeah, because I think so. There are a lot of image-based questions which are asked in FMG, and this is also a good way to quickly revise your PYTs and PYQs.
Yeah.
So, in
But I
addition
used
to
to make
this,
short modules like 50 or 30 questions. And after that, I can make again. Once if I made 100 questions module, it will be time.
correct, correct. So, what? How about doing the grand tests which were being highlighted in the Marrow app or the subject-wise tests? Did you appear for them as well?
Yeah, for subject-wise test, I used to complete that subject, and after that, I used to solve that module. And for the grand test, once my revision, half of my revision is over, and then I used to give like twice in a month. I used to give grand test, and I will review it on the same day.
Perfect. So, were you reviewing all the questions or only the ones which you were getting wrong?
Once which I used to get wrong, and once some questions which I am confused about that. Only those I used to check again.
And did you appear for the National Marrow mock test which was conducted for FMG?
Yes, sir.
What was your
And I
score in
scored
that?
I scored around 246.
246. And your actual score was 223 in this exam.
Yes.
Perfect. So, I mean, you knew that you were going to crack the exam with flying colors. It was just a matter of what score you land up with.
Yeah, I after the exam I was like I will score around 200, but above that I was not sure.
Great. So I think so. It gives you great confidence if you appear for these mock tests, and if you're doing well in the mock test, it just reinforces the fact that you are doing something correct, and you're bound to do well in the exam as well.
From even after reviewing the grand test, I used to note down those points in my notes only. So if there is any extra information, I can read during my revision that.
So, Dr. Anshul, you seem to be a very sorted person. You had a clear plan of action. Now, when we talk to FMGs, a lot of them struggle with revision. So, can you highlight 5 tips for revision once they've done their first reading? Supposing they're left with 3 months before the exam, right? Or 4 months. If we say for the December exam, they have 4 months. So, what would be your advice to these FMG students in the last 3 to 4 months?
Firstly, don't run here and there for the information. Just stick to one source and it will be good. And
Fair
secondly,
enough.
if you are revising one subject, then do custom modules of other subjects on that day so that you can correlate, like you are not forgetting the things. You remember those also. So it will be keep on revising. And thirdly, if you just make a plan before starting your revision, otherwise you will just continue one subject throughout the month if you are not sticking to your plan.
Great. So I think so very sound advice. Number one is to plan properly when you're starting your revision so that you devote adequate time to all the subjects, more time to your weak subjects. And even on the days when you're doing other subjects, keep on doing custom modules of other subjects so that you don't forget them. Because that is something very common. They say that I did medicine or I did surgery 2 months back and then I did not revise it and now I've forgotten it. So by doing these custom modules, you will be in touch with that subject as well. Very good advice. And what about marrow pearls? Were you utilizing the pearls as well?
For for psychiatry, I was using. For dermat, I was using. For other subjects, I didn't.
Okay, right. And
Whenever I feel I was lacking, only that.
if we talk about short subjects, so a lot of students ask us that, for short and long subjects, are just revision videos enough? What would be your take on that?
It's enough. If you have time, you can study the main videos also.
Yeah, but
Just
if you
like,
don't have time,
mhm.
just stick to revision videos and its notes and do the Q bank.
Yes, it will be enough.
Okay, perfect. All right. What was your typical day like, Dr. Anshul, when you were preparing? So, supposing you have 4 months, you had 4 months before your exam. What was your typical day like? I'm sure students would like to know that.
I used to wake up around 8 or 9, and then after that, I used to sit in a separate room and then I will study. I will just come out of my room for the lunch or dinner. Otherwise, I will be in my room and study.
So, I think so that is the kind
Whenever
of
I don't
dedication
want to
which is
study,
required. Yeah.
yeah, whenever I don't want to study, I will just come and sit with my family, and then I will be back in my room.
Perfect. So I think so. You need to be focused like Dr. Anshul, proper planning and focus, and that is what is going to get you through in the first attempt with such a great score. Any other, things which you utilize? Dr. Anshul, you know that the pass percentage is not good, and sometimes that brings your motivation down. How did you keep yourself motivated all throughout your journey while preparing for the exam?
Like I used to talk to my family whenever I feel low. I used to do custom modules if I like I'm forgetting that subject or these things I have forgotten. I will just even if I am going to sleep and at that time I something click in my mind, I will just go and see it and then after that I will sleep.
Great,
And then
great.
you have to do custom modules. It will be much helpful. And brain tests were very helpful during my preparation.
So I can see how focused you are, and I will not be surprised if we are interviewing again next year once you crack your PG seat. So just keep that focus and dedication going. And it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, Dr. Anshul. You've been, I really admire the kind of clarity which you have all throughout your preparation. Any final tips which you would like to share with future aspirants?
Just keep on revising and just stick to one source if you have. And but don't run here and there for the subjects. If you want, you can study one subject from other source, but not whole. If you have done once, even then it will be very helpful. Just keep on revising that and do custom modules every day, and also do give grant test.
Perfect.
Whenever you feel low, just talk to your family or do whatever makes you happy.
Great, Dr. Anshul. Pleasure talking to you. And what PG branch do you want to take up in future?
Maybe an anesthesiologist.
Great. Can't wait to interview you once you've got your anesthesia seat. All the very best.
Thank you so,
Thank you for taking out time and talking to us. Thank you, Dr. Anshul.
thank you so much. Sir.